and welcome. I am Sibylla and this is Sunless Sea. And we are down in the Untersee and we have reached the Chapel of Lights after much stumbling through the darkness. We could eat of the chapel's bounty, but we don't have much hunger, so I'm not sure that that's entirely necessary. We could give a nightmare to the well, but we don't want to get permanently scarred. We could gather intelligence, which we should do, but mostly we're interested in our sigil-ridden navigator racing towards the chapel. This is the reason we came here. Yes. Let's go. We give chase. Within, the air is heavy and hushed. You enter to see your navigator shaking a smiling priest by the collar. It led me here. Tell me what it means. Look at it. Look at it. The priest disentangles himself as politely as possible. I'm sure we can find a path to put you on, my friend. He examines the sigil with the professional air of a collector, but we will need your help in return. We need live specimens or... let them eat the crew. I'd want to let them eat the crew, but I don't know how. I guess we have to run out of food. Let's go to... Oh, no, wait. Does that mean we spend life supplies? Let's do this. Oh, dear. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave. We're just gonna head over to this pool of light real quick. We are out of food. Soon we will resort to cannibalism, right? It's all part of the plan. Once we have resorted to cannibalism, we can go back to the Chapel of Lights and we can say, hey, we're cannibals now. And they'll be like, cool, I'm happy for you. And in the meantime, while we're waiting to run out of food, we're just going to explore like this ways-ish. Because I assume interesting things happen in the corner of the map. That may not be true, but we will try. I see particle effects. I see a thing. I do see a thing, and it will either have supplies or we will resort to cannibalism on the way back. And then we can let the people eat our crew, and then we've still got the problem of how to return. But, you know, we'll figure it out. And they also have a way to reduce hunger there, I saw, so I think it'll be alright. We have discovered Irem. I find this a pretty spooky place, personally. I'm happy we're here. We're also running low on fuel. Really, actually, I don't think we could have stocked up much more than we did for this trip. Long trips. Danger. Once we work out which ports can sell you food and things, we'll be alright. Port report. Cool. House of the Amber Sky. We do not have dark drop coffee beans. So I guess that's that. Can we buy things? Oh, we can buy things for fragments. Well, we get fragments pretty easily. Parabola linen. How much we wanted a bunch of parabola linen. We can also buy things for secrets. That's quite cool. We can sell coffee beans for parabola linen. Ooh, that would be a profitable trip. None sail east from Irem. This shop is for those who sail east from Irem. We can't afford things, but, you know, if we had money, we could buy an element of dawn. Ooh. We can sell an extraordinary implication. It is not terribly efficient, but we are going to do it. We're not going to buy supplies yet. Ooh, we could get strange catch. I might do that. But what we are going to do is... we're going to remember that these people are obsessed with coffee. We're going to head back towards the Chapel of Lights now, because by the time we get back, I believe our hunger will be high enough. Well, I'm kind of interested in prodding the map edges, but I think we're not going to mess with that too much right now. So yeah, we're going to cruise on back. We're going to eat one of our crew members on the way. Yes. We're going to unlock that thing, and then we can offer them help, because... what was the other thing they wanted? Live specimens? No idea how to get live specimens. And we're going to remember this coffee thing, because we can make some kind of very profitable coffee thing. Anyway, listen to our dreams. Oops, didn't mean to do that necessarily, but we've done it, and things are happening, and now we've gained fragments, I guess. And also Tara. But I think that's just my natural state when I'm playing this game, constantly on edge. This is still our first run, so I'm not sure... No. We will not consume vermin. We will consume each other. I'm a terrible captain. But yeah, this game's like... I'm not sure how well we're doing for a first run. I'm not sure how long first runs normally last. But I'm feeling pretty happy with... I feel like I'm getting to grips with the game. I feel like any second run that I did, I would understand a lot more than this run. And is that not the point of these kind of multiple run games? Anyway, Chapel of Lights. We're not quite ready yet for the Chapel of Lights. We're just cruising gently. We're going to maybe sit in port. Chill out, chill out. Big rock thing. Big rock thing. Big rock thing. I'm just in port. Don't mind me. I'm just here. I'm just here. I'm just here. We good? We're good. Feck off. Good. Gonna just spin our ship around. Memories aplenty. Let's obsess. Just for fun. Because we're not really about sanity here, are we? Flipping around and feast on their remains. We are now unaccountably peckish. So, now we can let them eat our crew. Cool. Yeah, we'll pay another price. The chapel's congregation are soft-footed. No one on board hears them come or go. In the morning, a crewman's bed is empty. You divert your crew's concerns. Later, you take part in a late, warm, red breakfast in the church's crypt. When you emerge with the smiling priest, your navigator hurries forward from a pew. The sigil, what does it mean? Who carved it on me? What did I do to deserve it? The smiling priest raises a hand. You are on a journey, my friend. Take one step at a time. I've seen your sigil before, carved in the ice at Frostbound. Go there. You will answer your first question. That will lead you to the next. Cool. We're going to eat of the chapel's bounty. Why not? We could reduce our nightmares, but I don't really want to gain some kind of permanent scarring, so we're not going to do that. So next up, we are heading back to Frostbound, but we're not going to go straight there. We need to go to IRM first so that we can actually buy supplies and not die of starvation. Not dying of starvation is important to me, and it's important to our survival in this game. And then I think we will head to Frostbound, but if I remember, we needed certain things to be able to explore it. We needed low terror, and we needed something else, like a bunch of supplies or something, things we didn't have. So I think what we're actually going to do is we'll stock up a bit over here using the small amount of money that we do have, and then we are going to head south, and we're going to try and head towards those places that we were supposed to go. Sort of southeast, and we're going to head back to London. I think we've done a long excursion here. We've certainly lowered our money sufficiently. The cry goes up. Drownies in the water. The pale faces of the drowned dead bob up like lamps. They're singing. We could spend... We're just going to have to... Well, we're going to have to lose crew. Oh, we're going to be slow. We're going to be slow. We're slow. If we get more engines, do we go faster at lower speeds? Because that might be worth it for me. Okay, we're going to cruise on in. Let's see. Just bring it on in. IRM. We'll see. I doubt we can get crew here. Okay, change of plan. We will head as directly as possible, just straight line distance back, because this is painfully slow. Roused at midnight. We lost one. Morale is worsening. We shall address the crew. The crew will kill themselves at midnight. God damn it, crew. Once we start losing some, I think they're just low morale. Just because I let some of the crew get eaten by cannibals in a chapel, they've all got really tetchy and now they're just killing themselves, and I'm not okay with this. Come on. Come on. Go. We're so close. And then we will buy supplies, and then we will go places and do things. They're quite expensive, but I feel like the supplies aren't even actually that expensive. Supplies. They are expensive. We need them. I could have got one of the strange catches, but I didn't. I was just so panicked. I just needed so many things. We can buy Tales of Terror and Z Stories and things. We are not going to. And what can we do? So yes, we can make a ton of money on Dark Drop coffee beans because we can buy them for 38 and then over here we can sell them for like a bunch more. Unfortunately our cargo is still only 40. If we had more than that, it might be worth it. I'll tell you what, we'll spend a load of fragments on parabola linen and we will take them home because we can, and that seems worth. We will ignore some things to lower our terror. We cannot do more here because we need coffee beans, which, I mean, that's not something that I don't think I could have reasonably known that in advance. Anyway, we're going to head in a gentle southeasterly direction in an attempt to get home. Very, very slowly. If we come across settlements, I will do my best to pick up crew along the way, but we are in general quite low on resources at the moment. I should have probably planned for this a bit better. Well, we lost a fair amount of the crew to just random events. I don't think I could have... I mean, I guess I should have accounted for the fact that there could be random events, but listen, I'm just doing things, okay? I'm just doing the things that I do because I can. And we're discovering things, and we're getting fragments, and everything is going to be right with the world. As we head ever so slowly homewards. And so the reason that we went a little heavier on food than we did on fuel. Do we consume less fuel if we have less crew? I should hope so. But that's because we're going super slowly, so fuel is not actually the worst thing ever at the moment. Because we're going to go super slowly, so our fuel is not going to drain that low. Although we are going to have to use our lights because our terror is rather high. But still. I think we will manage, is what I'm saying. And we're just going to cruise. Let's cruise together through the Untersee, and let's maybe reflect a little on the game so far. It's been good. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. I think there are many things to learn, and now we enter their calumnies. There's a wild and glorious scent in the air, a kind of light. Why do sailors fear this place? I'm sure it's for good reason. Never doubt that. But yeah, we're going to slowly cruise backwards towards home. Not literally backwards. Backwards directionally, as in retracing our steps. Yes. We have tons of food. We haven't got a ton of hull. I would rather not get in too much of a slugging match here. But we could be alright. Cruising through the light. Yeah, I'm sure we will come across islands, but I'm not sure that we will come across crew. And I am sure that that ship that is heading our way doesn't look like my cup of tea. Please don't engage. Just don't fight me. Just don't. I see what looks like a lighthouse, south-ish, so we're going to swerve a little bit that way. They are definitely rounding to attack. And they have a lot more crew than me. But I guess we're fighting now, so that's the situation. So we charge super fast when we have them in our lights, which is quite nice. We aren't doing a ton of damage, but that's okay. We really don't have the maneuverability here, so I'm just going to stand and fight a little bit. And we'll try and minimize fuel expenditure by just sitting still. Where is everyone? They're still here, I hope. I hope everyone is still here. That would be very unfortunate if they were not still here. Okay, we have nearly won this fight. Our hull is getting a little scary, but... I mean, the hull itself is not inherently scary. The situation that the hull is in is the scary thing. Let's grab this. Loot and scuttle her. Lean pickings. Great. But we have now got a bolt of spider silk. Fancy. Can we eat it? Then I'm not interested. Can we burn it for fuel? I don't know. Probably, but I doubt it would be very efficient. Oh, there's a place here with a weird statue. Let's pick up some crew if we can. Oh, we've lost a crew. Why did we lose a crew? I swear. I guess morale is a stat that I need to pay attention to. I have not been paying attention to morale particularly. You can tell that by the way that I let some people get eaten. Honestly, the fact that I can't see it anywhere makes me think it's not a real stat and that I'm just kind of once you start losing crew, they all go. But that may not be the case. I think it's just important that we try and get back to London fairly promptly. But we also might as well, en route, do what we can in places that we find. And this place looks weird and worthy of investigating. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of secrets as well. I kind of want to spend them to upgrade our stats, but honestly... Actually, yeah, let's Frostfound, yes. We're going to Frostfound. Because we helping you out, mate, but let's increase... Oh no, that's mirrors. I want hearts. That's veils. That's iron. That's hearts. We don't have... we spent our secret. That's what we did. We spent the secret. Okay, we'll loop them around. Please have crew. They probably don't have crew. I'm starting to feel like there's a sort of regular density to these islands. You sort of... Hold on. If we look at the map, I feel like there's quite a regular density of every sort of this much you get an island. Which is quite a useful observation, if it's true. But yes, taciturn functionaries walk the docks in the uniforms of postmen. An enormous crowned statue casts a chilling shadow. The shadows gleam with rat's eyes. Their ceaseless chittering rolls like the tide. Port report. Yeah. Got a port report. So let's go to the tavern maybe. That seems like a place. We should... Yeah, let's let her offer her services. Sure. The hairless postman won't hear of it. You do get one taker. Someone misses London and their mouth tastes like stamp glue. We could take you to London. We've now got a souvenir from an amputation. Okay. She did an amputation. Let's go back to the tavern. After that amputation. Let's see. Postal tall tales. Local currency consists of rat. Big statue in the center of the island. And how do you occupy yourselves? Big building, dead letter office. Okay. Let's listen in on tall tales. Delicate bottles lowered down chimneys on rope. Do not fold on any circumstances. Letters culled through a narrow slot. Blah, not blah, blah. It's interesting, but I'm probably not going to read all of everything out loud, as I've said before, because there's a lot of dialogue in this game. Anyway. Okay. Scarcity is not an issue when it comes to why the local currency consists of rats. Let's ask why... Let's ask about the statue. It's the spirit of the island. So this is an island full of post people and rats. Post. Let's borrow a uniform. You're welcome here. Oh, I can't wear a uniform unless I was a postal employee back in full London. Regulations. Okay, that's fair. Back to the docks. And let's try a shift. We'll work in shifts. Blunt Thomas takes you around the office, a small collection room where those retrieving letters may state their business, much larger set of back offices where newly arrived letters and parcels are stored and collected, a dank, briny smell that never goes away, presumably because so many of the parcels spent time in the water before they arrived here. In the back room there is a machine manned, ratted, by a postal rat, a ratter's fabber in a pinstriped hat. It shoves sludge-damp letters into the machine's hopper, and they come out dried, clean, pressed, and sorted into slots by size and quality of paper. Okay. Once various possible occupations here, none can be described as shift work. Well, let's see. So we could offer employment to the postal rat's niece. That sounds like a good idea. We could converse. Let's converse with the postal rat for a start. That's not... why does it make a machine like this back in London? Oh no, that's not allowed. He's bitter about it. Okay, let's ask the rat for a key to the basements. No trouble at all. Cool, we can now go to the basements. So we've got a something awaits you in port, which we could use on one of these. And they do seem interesting, like the postal rat's knees and claim a respectable envelope. However, I would quite like to save this. Let's open the back rooms. I'd like to save it to try and use it efficiently because we've only got one. You had expected a few shelves of supplies, more files of letters, a few years older? No, it is a pit so deep that lantern light does not show the bottom. Well, a spiral walkway descends along its wall, and the spiral opens wider as it goes, as if you were looking through the narrow end of a very large shell. Lining this wall are shelves and nooks, unevenly sized. Some are a few inches square and contain single scrolls of papyrus. Others support crates bigger than coffins. They're made of a woody fungus, grown to meet requirements. There's no marks of carpentry or any of the postal rat's handiwork. 3 turns down the spiral and you feel you can't breathe. Time to leave. You can come back later. Maybe. Let's tell the postal rat about our basement findings. They say that's been there since before we came. Before there were Londoners in the Neath, before there was a dead letter office, there was someone else. And they built the last layer on top of what was there before, and so on. When you press him a little further, he says, I've been down there. Didn't like it much, but I wanted to test my machine. Thought if it could handle some of the very old dead letters, that would be a good sign, you know? Evidence the machine was in working order, good strong sorting categories, and so forth. He pauses. There's letters down there that set your hair on fire if you so much as look at them. See the bulb patch on my left leg? That wasn't a machine accident. Oh no, that singed right off as soon as I put my nose into one of them letters. Well, that's an extraordinary implication. Let's, I'm not ending my shift. So, let's descend into the basement with mirrors. Did we? We succeeded. The spiral on glittering spiral. The descent is long and slow. You count the turns at first, but the light comes when you can't see the square of light from the door above and can't mark how far you have come around the spiral. The illumination you have contrived gets dimmer the further you go until you at last come to a floor whose base you can barely see. The floor is carpeted with, at first you think it is gravel, but no, it is broken shards of clay and stone, all scribbled over in words too old to read. At the centre of this space is a needle of deep black rock, glossy as resin, glittering with ice, inscribed with 3 arcane symbols that hurt to look at. You feel a meaning in their presence, a prohibition or commandment, that all things must come to their destined place, that what cannot be delivered immediately must be saved against a future date, that a message that goes unheard is a tragedy. Sorry, we ran out of hard drive space there for a moment, but we're good now. I don't know how far we got. That a message goes unheard is a tragedy, presumably. The signal must be carried no matter how far, no matter through what darkness, no matter whether the sender still lives, nor whether the recipient can even read the language of the writing. The inscription resolves itself and is known to you. No word lost. We have got a searing enigma. Mysteries of fire, truth burns. Well, the climb out is slow and takes time. Could you possibly have come down this far? Surely not. Your breath grows ragged and your legs cramp. Well, there's no rush. You relax against the shelf. It isn't comfortable at all, as the metal edge of a box is prodding you between the spine and the shoulder blade, and somewhere off to your right is a sound like horse breathing. It doesn't matter. In the dimness you see or remember or dream a silver tree growing in a courtyard. The reverie lasts only a few heartbeats before you're properly awake again. Okay, let's ascend. There's no way up but out. No way out but up. One of those at the surface. We're back. In the dead letter office. Let's tell him what we saw below. We start to explain, but our language doesn't have the right words to express it. The weight of the delivery commandment, the sacred necessity for every word to reach its destination, and the countless individual miscarriages of meaning from one entity to another which have occurred throughout history and are still occurring to the detriment of the whole universe. He holds up a paw. No going to understand it, no matter how much you explain it. Not going to, even. He says, and I'm glad, as if I did, I'd be likely to run mad, working where and as I do. Likely you'll forget, at least some of it. After all, you never wore the uniform. Then he points out where your hair has singed at the temples and gives you an ointment he keeps in the drawer. Well. Let's make a study of what goes on in the back room, or fail. Well, I think we're done. Here. Let's explore along the beach. Collect some material for the dead letter office. We've got a dead post. Undeliverable envelopes. We can just keep doing that, I think. Can we just keep doing that? I've got so much dead post. Okay, I can have endless dead post. We can watch the tide come in. Lose some terror, gain some fragments. Tide carries in a fish larger than you, stranding it ashore. It opens its jaws and coughs out a parcel in brown paper. Thanks for the delivery, fish. I wondered how the post got here. Back to the docks. And the dead office thing, because we've got our undeliverable letters. Let's feed them to the machine. Yeah. I don't know what else to do with this dead post. I picked it all up because I was excited because I could get unlimited quantities of it. Well, good shift. We're just working. we're just straight up working. So, is there anything more we can do in the tavern now? Yes, we can now trade war stories about shift work. Parcels you weighed, entered in the logbooks, the things that oozed out of them. The postmen are delighted by your incredulity and shock. A civilian finally understanding the full horror of the post. Cool. Well, I think we're kind of done with this place. Can we buy things? If we had money, we could buy things, but we don't. So I suspect that is us for now. Let us continue. We will head south, I think, by sort of one. Well, no, we're going to head diagonally because it is most efficient and because we are trying to get home as fast as possible. So we will head southeast. But yeah, I did run out of hard drive space earlier there, so hopefully everything has saved. Roused at midnight. I don't really want to just place a guard on the... Well... We don't have many Zailers aboard. Game. Thanks for noticing. The Finnottle Vortex. Let's not go in there. It's really tempting to go in there. Let's not go in there. But yes. What was I saying? Yes, hopefully the first half of this episode will not have been corrupted. If it has been, you've just been jumped into some rat post things with no context, so that sounds fun for you. We are actually a little low on fuel, which is unfortunate. I will try to minimize my use of lights, but that may not be possible. It depends. I think if we run out totally of fuel, we are in a much worse situation than if we just get a bit high with the terror. We'll send out a bat. There's no islands. Bat, you suck. Go again. The lights are suddenly okay, so for no reason, so there we go, lights back on. You can tell by the little green bits on the side whether or not we need the lights on. But unfortunately, we are losing fuel rather fast. That. Oh. Oh my. Goodbye, crew. Thanks, Tentacle. I think it's once you start getting your crew lower, it must just keep going lower. So there is Godfall some distance to the south. We're not gonna make that because we are trying to head in a straight-ish line. We have not got the resources for this. Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep on keeping on. We're just gonna have to keep rolling. Keep rolling. Possibly start drifting. I might have to turn off the lights a little bit. It's not ideal. Or we might die to this ship. We're gonna veer a little bit north because I don't know what that ship is and I don't want to have to fight anyone. And hopefully with my lights off, it won't notice me. Oh, we are gaining so much terror. So fast with our lights off. Oh, that's painful. Not as painful as it will be if we get attacked by this tiny ship. Please turn away. I don't know if they can see us more or less with our lights on or off, but I'm kind of assuming that it works in an intuitive way. Oh no. No, 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 no. Let's sing the no song, everybody, in a big chorus of no, 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 no. It's like firing flares at me. You trying to light me up? You trying to light up my world like anybody else? Doesn't even do that much damage. Do I stand and fight? Question. Why are there weird frogs here? Question. Why are you not concerned about the weird frogs? Strange ship. The trouble is, if we're really slow, and also that we suck. I think we're gonna have to turn and stand and fight. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn and stand and fight. Okay. Oh, we're not. Oh, we're not. It's veering. It's veering. It's veering. It's trying to be clever. It doesn't understand that I don't want to fight. We're gonna just cut real close to try and like cut its sight of us. I think it's lost sight. I think also our terror is just completely maxed out, which is bad. Obviously. All clear. Let's go. Please, let's just go. We are far from light and hope. Well, listen, sunshine. I'm doing my best. But really, we're in a bad situation. We're just going to cruise. We can't lower our terror, I don't believe. So we're just going to have to keep cruising on like we're doing. We have no resources particularly. Well, we have some things we could sell if we found places to sell them to. But I think it's just going to be a slow crawl at max terror back to London, if we even make it back to London. This could be our first death right here. I knew I was pushing too far on too few resources. I should have, you know, not gone to the island, not done the things that I've done. I think it's important that in the future I try to set out on trips and take more money with me so that I can buy supplies along the way, even if they're at extortionate prices. I think that that is somehow important. Why? Why, my crew? No. Bad. Feck off! Stop eating my crew! I can't damage that before it takes its third shot at me. I'm also not fast enough to outmaneuver it. We have got no crew. Well, we did it. Into darkness, our first death. Our first captain has died. We will choose a legacy. And we have sunk beneath the waves for the first time. Well, we tried, yeah. We pushed too far, I think. But you know what? I feel happy with that. I think that was a good first run. I may record another run of this. Let's see. What should we retain? Well, we could retain... Well, we had no money, so there's no point in choosing pupils. Or salvager. We could retain an officer. Not the ferret. We could retain that sigil-ridden navigator. But I think, to be honest, 50% of iron and one weapon. That weapon was pretty good. So we'll accept that legacy. Ah, the end. And so, we will resume this in the future, possibly. I'll see how this series does if I bother recording another one. But yes, thank you so much for watching. This has been Sunless Sea. I have been Civilian, and I will see you next time.